I want to talk about love. It has been on my heart, and it is all about the mission of Your Unity.
I use the word unity is embracing where you are about and the community around you.
And so my point of departure is always stems from my faith.
Whatever's going to happen, God's people are going to be all right. And I want us to pause and just reflect on that one thing, that word love. It's 4 letters, such a short word, but it means so much.
And that energy naturally exudes,
Yes.
and people are attracted to those things.
It's just another moment for creative thought, and I think that has to be put out there for people to understand.
We can't control the whole world, but we can control ourselves. If each of us chooses love and unity in our own lives, the ripple effect can heal communities, cities, and nations. Welcome, everyone, to Our Unity, a show that wishes to spread a spirit of peace and love in the world, one conversation at a time. We want to encourage you to use your voice to positively impact those around you. If you have influence, if you have a platform that you speak from, if you are a leader in your expertise, in your community, it is so important that we use our voice and our words to uplift and empower one another. Right now, it is so important that we speak life into people's lives, that we think and we do positive things for other people, as well as humanity and the world at large. It is so important that if we have an opportunity to reach out to others, to share with them how they can be the change that we need in this world, we need to encourage them to do so. We need to back them in every effort, and we need to speak those words into them so that they can make sure that it comes true. At this moment, the leaders of this world, unfortunately, are so very divisive. They're not uplifting us. If anything, they're doing everything in their power to divide us. But I think that if we have the opportunity, if we are speaking from a level where people can adhere to our words and understand what we're saying and grow from that information, that we can make a positive impact in this world. I am your host, LeShawn Walker. I'd like to welcome you in. Please like, share, and follow. Let everyone know that we're on right now. I hope that you guys have had a wonderful couple of weeks of 2026. It has been beautiful. I've been enjoying actually every single moment, to be honest with you. I think right now is the time that every single last one of us should be looking forward to greatness to unfold for us this year. Regardless of what we've gone through, regardless of whatever challenges are coming our way, we stare them down deep, we stare them down head on, and we just keep it moving. That's all that we can do right now. So that's what I'm doing. I'm enjoying the beginning of the new year. I am spreading joy and happiness wherever I go, as you know I always do. And I'm looking forward to the blessings to unfold for the rest of this year. And I hope that you guys are doing the same. As I mentioned in the intro, it's all about uplifting one another. It is time that we empower one another. It is time that we speak greatness into each and every last person here on this earth. It is unfortunate that the things are going on around us we may not have control over. But if we make sure that we're speaking from a sense of caring and compassion and love for others, there's no doubt in my mind that the things that we wish to happen and occur for our future will take flight. It's just a matter of us actually putting towards the effort. So that's what I'm doing this year. I am making sure that I am speaking life into people. I am making sure that I am, moving to make sure that this world is a better place. It's not necessarily for me today, for my children, my great-grandchildren, my grandchildren, for tomorrow, because that's what's important. The topic of the show today is Mic to Mission. It is us using our tools, this mic right here, from a platform that we can influence others to actually move on a mission to ensure that this world that we're living in is thriving and growing and progressing. So that is what we're going to be discussing today with an amazing gentleman who I met a few months ago, actually. Didn't realize how much we had in common. We lived in Queens, we went to the same school. It was so amazing. But before I get to that, I want to share with you guys what I have been doing for the last couple of days. Well, yesterday in particular, it was Martin Luther King Day. So, it's so apropos that I speak about, positivity and equality and us progressing our people, because that's exactly what that man stood for. He wanted to make sure that everyone had and was living the same, that we were all happy and joyful, that we were all moving in positivity in our lives, that we were uplifting and empowering each other. His wife, Coretta Scott King, that beautiful, lovely lady who was by his side, she had an event that I went to yesterday that I think is their annual event, and it was the Coretta Scott King Classic, and it was held at the Prudential Center in New Jersey. I'm going to show you a couple of pictures of the event. I went there with my daughter, and it was a basketball game. It was a double-header. Actually, it was a college game, too. These young ladies were phenomenal. The Coretta Scott King Classic returned for a second year on Martin Luther King Day at the Prudential Center. This is a nationally televised event on Fox, which celebrates elite women's college basketball by honoring the powerful legacy and values of Coretta Scott King and the King family. So the first game was between TCU versus Ohio State. I had TCU, which was Texas Christian University, and my daughter had Ohio State. It was amazing. Those girls was hustling on that court, my friend. Now, I lost that game. Unfortunately, it was a very close game. I was not happy because, again, TCU, Texas Christian, I thought they was going to take it. Unfortunately, that was not the case. But the second game was between Vanderbilt and Michigan. Now, I have an affinity for Michigan. I wanted to attend college there. I wanted to be a veterinarian when I was younger, fresh out of high school. And I decided against that journey, that career. I think I just loved animals because I interned with a veterinarian hospital and saw that I had to deal with blood and all kinds of things. And I was like, no, I don't think this is my profession. So I did not attend Michigan. However, I was so interested in seeing these young ladies win this game. So I think I got a couple of more pictures that I can show you. Now, the Coretta Scott King Classic isn't just a basketball event for me. It was also truly a movement. It celebrates leadership, equality, education, and empowerment through the power of sport. And what I love most is that the day was just so much more. It was about not just what happens on the court, but youth engagement. It was about community activation and meaningful experiences that reflect the enduring legacy of Miss Coretta Scott King. So it was so cool to be there, and also to see all the young ladies, all these young girls who I'm sure in the audience, who I'm sure are basketball players, athletes, artists, just creative, beautiful women that were so excited to see these young ladies getting it down on the court. And that's exactly what they were doing, is getting it down. So I think I have a picture of me and my daughter there at the event. It was awesome. It was also beautiful spending that time with her and sharing in that moment as well. It was truly, truly an amazing day, and I loved, just being part of that event on Martin Luther King Day. So I hope that you guys did something cool on that day. I hope that you sort of progressed the movement. I hope that you shared in giving back to your community in some form or fashion. I hope that you was making sure that Martin Luther King's dream stayed alive yesterday, and not just for yesterday, but for, honestly, the rest of our lives. All right? So I want to get real quick now to my amazing guest. And the title of the show, because of everything that's in my heart, is called Mic to Mission. And we will be speaking with the amazing Daniel Chamberlayne, internationally known as Geechie Dan. He is a hip-hop historian, media personality, and cultural activist dedicated to preserving the legacy, truth, and global impact of hip-hop. Raised in Hollis, Queens, during the early rise of the culture, Geechie Dan was inspired by pioneers like Run DMC and LL Cool J and began documenting the movement firsthand, recording hip-hop parties, park jams, and cultural moments throughout the New York City tri-state area as hip-hop was being born. Geechie Dan's story is also one of survival and transformation. Growing up in an overly religious household, he found himself searching for freedom, identity, and a safe outlet for what he was experiencing at home. Hip-hop became his escape and ultimately his saving grace, giving him a voice, community, and purpose. In 2008, he shared more of his personal journey in his book, The Kingdom Hall No More, where he opens up about his 16-year involvement with the Jehovah's Witness and the impact that that experience had on his life. That testimony of breaking free and rebuilding is part of what fuels his mission today, using culture not just for entertainment, but for healing, truth, and empowerment. Geechie Dan is the host of Planet of the Tapes on Rock the Bells Radio on Sirius XM and the visionary founder of the International Hall of Fame Music and Culture and the Hall of Tapes, platforms dedicated to archiving and honoring hip-hop history worldwide. As of January 2026, Geechie Dan returns to the National Hip Hop Museum as the museum archivist and talent, further expanding his cultural preservation and his work. Today, Geechie Dan's impact stretches beyond hip-hop as he focuses his efforts on humanity as a whole. He has been appointed Peace Ambassador for Peace Lights Organization, a global non-governmental organization affiliated with the United Nations, committed to advertising, promoting, and creating peace-related efforts and activities worldwide. His work is a powerful reminder that a mic can become a mission and a culture can become a bridge to peace and unity. So please help me welcome the incomparable Geechie Dan.
Hey, LeShawn.
How are
you? That was a beautiful introduction.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Very nice, very nice.
This is all you.
Very nice, well said.
Yes, well, that's what I was about to say, because this is all you. You know what I mean? This is a summary of you, everything that you've done, everything that you're continuing to do to progress the movement and the moment. I'm just so excited that you're here because, again, my show is about peace and unity and love, but it's also about people from diverse communities and diverse backgrounds, and hip hop speaks to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I am so grateful that you're here.
Thank you for inviting me. Appreciate it.
Not a problem. As I mentioned, I met this man a few months ago, actually. We were part of the NASA Space Apps Yonkers Challenge.
Yes, in Yonkers, New York, yes.
Yes, amazing event. You contributed in so many ways and helped out, and it was such an engaging event. I think we're going to be doing it again next year, so put your boots on, my friend.
I was told by Sheffick.
Yes.
Big shout out to Sheffick.
Big shout out to Sheffick. We will be doing it again next year. It was such a positive event, and I met this young man. We were speaking, not realizing how much we had in common.
Yes, indeed.
Growing up in Queens, and you know, right at the beginning, in the forefront of hip hop, and how LL Cool J was like one of my first artists that I fell in love with, and when I was younger. So I want to delve right in because time is going to escape us. Tell me, because I read a lot through your bio. We know that you grew up in Hollis. How did hip hop affect you? Because you grew up in the beginning of the culture.
Yes.
Tell us a little about how it affected you, and when you first heard it, like, how did you actually feel?
Oh, I felt like empowerment. I felt like there was a voice being created where you can say and feel and express yourself freely. And hip hop just came along at the right place at the right time for me. You know, we're talking 77.
Yeah.
I was 10 years old, and I went to my first park jam in Queens. It was in Lincoln Park. My sister took me there, and I remember being there, and it wasn't no cutting. It was no scratching.
Okay. Straight lyrics.
It wasn't even lyrics.
Really?
Just shout outs.
Okay.
And just music being mixed.
Okay.
I remember songs like Runaway Love by Linda Clifford. Love is a Message. I remember Donna Summer.
Okay. Yeah.
Songs like those. What's that song about? Roy Ayers.
Okay.
Running Away.
Oh.
Run Away. So yeah, I was like, wow. This is nice.
I love it.
I like this.
Yeah.
I like the scene. I like the vibe it was putting out. And then a year, 2 years later, about 1978, 79, I'm hearing Rapper's Delight on the radio by the Sugar Hill Gang. And then that's when I got really interested into rap music.
Right.
And then I started really falling in love with the other elements of hip hop, you know, MCing, DJing. And then I got involved with the break dancing and the graffiti and how it all mushed together.
Exactly.
Then what happened was I was listening to Mr. Magic on WHBI, 1981.
Wow.
As I remember. And I was recording everything from that point on. I started recording everything hip hop or rap music that was being played on the radio. And Mr. Magic, rest in peace.
Right.
He was one of the first to introduce rap music on radio.
On the radio, yeah.
So I made it my business to record and tape all his shows. And
not knowing what you were doing
not
at
knowing,
that time.
yeah, I was just doing it because I felt like I wanted. This was shows that I was listening because hip hop wasn't being played in the middle of the day.
Were you playing them back too? Like when you were recording, was you just recording them to save them? And were you constantly?
I recorded them and then I would play it on my boombox radio in front of my house, or I would play it. I would play it to myself and let my friends hear it.
Right.
Hear, you know, they like, yo, you recorded a whole show. I said, yep, recorded a whole show.
That's
and
crazy.
then it just started evolving to where there were other shows, rap shows or hip hop shows on other platforms.
Right.
The world famous Supreme Team show started coming on
Yes,
WHBI.
I remember
Jerry
that.
Bloodrock, rest in peace to Jerry Bloodrock. He started having a show aired on WHBI.
Right.
It was 105.9 FM.
Wow.
And then Zulu Beats
Okay.
with DJ Africa Islam, the son of Bambaataa, and Donald D. And they was playing tapes. So that's when I started really getting intrigued and really getting to the tapes.
Right.
That part of the of hip hop.
Right.
Which I feel like is the essence of hip hop.
Which it really is.
Because it was like the soundtrack of the streets at the time.
Yes.
You know, these tapes were floating around all over New York, tri-state, and then they eventually went overseas, down south, you know, all over the country.
And the commentary, you know what I mean? It wasn't just always straight music. It was actual commentary as well. It was speaking to drawing you in to the culture, you know what I'm saying? And making you want to not only just hear it, but actually be it as well. Because I know a lot of people listening to those tapes, because I went through that as well. I used to be a rapper, my people out there, had a group and everything, you know what I mean? Back when, you know, I'm growing up and just immersing myself in the culture. I think every young kid, and I feel like with every nationality was intrigued by what hip hop was bringing at the time, and how
Right.
different it was from the R&B that we heard our parents listening to, the old school blues, and it was a melding of all of those, a meshing of all of those genres together, being spoken to me like poetry. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And it was amazing. So you're in your household, you're now making these tapes, not realizing the weight of that. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Because I call you the historian, you're the archivist, you are the keeper of the tapes, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
Of those moments in history, whether it was at a park jam, whether it was on the radio, whether it was at a party, you have an insight into that moment, and you can always recollect who you were, what you were thinking, what you were doing
time.
at that time.
Yes.
And I think that is so amazing. How was it growing up? Because I mentioned, you know, you growing up in a overly religious household. You have your identity. You know who you want to be. What was that like growing up, not having your passion being shared by your mom?
That was something that she was against, and it was a challenge for me to present myself as someone that loves hip hop and passionate about something that I really loved.
Yeah.
And it was, and I picture myself in. I engulfed myself in these tapes.
Right.
Like I wanted. It was like I was there.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was in the background, like a fly on the wall.
Yes.
And I would describe, I would play the tape so much that I knew if you played a snippet of a tape, I would know exactly who was on the tape,
Yeah.
what year it was,
Yeah.
where the place to be was. And so my mother noticed early on how I was passionate about something about hip hop. And she was determined to not allow me to dream hip hop, not allow me to be involved in hip hop.
Right.
And that was a problem.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was a challenge because I had to live a double life,
Yeah.
so to speak. I had to, front like I'm just, associate of Jehovah's Witnesses.
Right.
While my mother was a baptized, dedicated Jehovah's Witness. So every time that, every time I try to go further into, learning and studying my craft with hip hop, it got more. She put more peer pressure on me.
Yeah.
And she tried several times to kill my dream. She was almost successful. In these tapes, that's why I'm very passionate today.
Right.
And people wonder why I'm so passionate about that. I said, because you have to understand, I had to go against, the
Yes.
organization of Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yep.
She baited them against
Yeah.
me to tear me down,
All
to
for
kill
your
my
dream.
dream.
Yeah.
And my mother, she didn't help. She encouraged it. And then she turned around and, like, I'm not going to allow you to do this. And you're never going to be successful in life.
You see?
And she told me that. And that really broke my spirit.
I know. I
It
can
broke my
imagine.
spirit, but then I was able to rebound. But by that time, hip hop was evolving.
Right.
Gangster rap was being introduced into the culture and all this other
Nonsense,
diverse
yes, yeah.
styles of hip hop, of rap music was coming from the South,
Right.
coming from the North, from Canada and from the West Coast
Right.
and from the South,
Right.
East and Southwest.
Right,
And,
right.
so it got more difficult for me to be an MC that I wanted to be.
Right.
Despite LL Cool J, the cut creator, E-Love, who recently just passed away.
God
Yeah,
bless his soul.
rest in power, rest
Oh
in peace,
my
my man
God.
E-Love, my man Sonny. Yeah, they used to come to my house, and cut creator came to my house. I don't even think he remembered this, but he came to my house one time. It's like, Miss Chamberlayne, like, Todd LL is making it happen.
Yeah.
He's making a living from this.
Right.
And, making good money, and he's doing what he loves.
Exactly.
And he does it well.
And he's not a gangster.
No.
And he's not out there talking. And that's the sad part, is that even though it did get to that point, it wasn't at that point when you first fell in love with it. You
Right.
know what I mean? I don't want to call it feel-good music, but it was just people speaking about what their life was, speaking about what their hopes were.
Right.
It wasn't about killing people and dressing in Gucci and Louis Vuitton. It wasn't material at that
Right.
time still. So I'm so shocked, that she was pushing the agenda that you wouldn't become anyone from it, because Jehovah Witness, and I used to go to Jehovah Witness church, so, Hall, Kingdom Hall, and I know what they focused on, but they still believed in God. And my thing is, this is your gift. You know what I
Right.
mean? This is something that God put in you. It's your talent. Like, nurture that,
Right.
and it's just unfortunate that she didn't support you in that
Right.
effort. But you did finally break away from that,
Yes,
right?
I did.
You did not want to.
I didn't fall in line, so to speak, with that. And I like I said, it was a challenge because she every time I would think of a way to evolve or move forward or take 2 steps forward with hip hop, she'd find a way to
just
kick me right down
go
the
back,
stairs. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? So
Oh my God, that must have been hard.
it was hard. It was
Yeah.
very hard. Like I said, she almost succeeded,
Yeah.
but I had to reach out to God. This is when I really found God,
Love it.
and it was spiritual.
Right.
It wasn't religious.
Right.
So it went beyond Jehovah Witnesses
Yep.
and what, the mind, the mind
Being controlled.
being controlled.
Yes.
And it wasn't
fear put into
fear,
you.
right? It wasn't
yeah?
an organization of just a bunch of men.
Right.
I went straight to God.
I hear that.
And and the Bible says Jesus Christ is the mediator. So I went through the mediator and went through straight to God. And I asked God, I begged God. I said, please, can you find it a way where I want to honor my mother, but I want to be able to be successful in life and what I love to do.
Right.
So he said, I will help you.
Right.
And he even to this day, he reaches out to me 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 in the morning, making it hard for me to get a good night's sleep. He's like, nah, you can't sleep. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. I'm like, why? He said, yo, what you mean, why?
You asked
wanted
for this? That's what I was about to say, yo.
So I got to the point where I don't even ask.
Question
I don't
anymore,
question him no
yep,
more. So
yep.
I said, you know what? I'm just going to do what this God wants me to do. And I haven't been successful. Like, it's been a 10-year run.
Yeah.
11 years.
Yeah.
I've been doing this with Geechie Dan hip hop tape show. And he said, look, from now on, moving forward, because we're gonna leave your past behind you.
Yeah.
And he said, I want you to listen closely to me, Mr. Chamberlayne, Daniel. I said, okay, God, I'm gonna listen. He said, look, you want to be successful in life and what you love to do, you're gonna have to start honoring people. You're gonna have to start honoring your mother.
Yeah.
I said, how?
Wow.
How do I honor someone that's been living dishonorable?
Yeah.
He said, you know what he told me? He said, that's not your call.
That's right.
The judge.
That's right.
I said, you honor her, and I'm going to show you how to honor your mother. And once we get past that, everything else is going to be real easy for you. You just follow my lead, and you don't question me.
Yeah.
But you honor your mother, and then it's going to make it easier for you to honor others.
Yep.
You honor your place of work.
Yes.
You honor your boss.
Yes, your place
your
of
employer,
business.
So you do right by your boss.
Right.
You do right by your parents.
Yeah.
You do right by military.
Yes.
You do right by people in authority.
Yes.
You do right by your wife. You do right by hip hop.
Right.
So you start doing right by people, everything will come back.
Yep.
Tenfold.
Everything will fall in line.
Everything will fall in line. And so that's why it's so easy for me to honor all our hip hop pioneers and icons and legends.
I love that.
And and I wanted to take it further. And that's why I created the International Hall of Fame, and I created the Tapes Hall, the Hall of Tapes, because I wanted to continue honoring. And it's easier now because now, I got past that hump.
Yeah.
My mother was the biggest obstacle.
Yeah.
It wasn't even the Jehovah's Witnesses.
And you
It
forgave
was
him,
my
it
mother,
was
so I
your
had
mother.
to forgive her.
Yeah.
And I forgave her. You know.
Did she
And-
was she ever proud of you at any moment? Because
Yes.
okay.
But this was her last days. She recently passed away.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
June.
Okay.
So a couple months prior to that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, she told me, she said, tell LL Cool J, tell your friend, thank you for helping you.
I love that.
So I told LL.
I love that.
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
my
he was
God.
like, that's what's up.
Geechie,
You know,
I
so
can't
yeah.
even call you Geechie, Daniel.
So yeah, big shout out to LL Cool
yes.
J for, you know, for taking something that I, you know,
You love.
this dream with these tapes and giving, you know, providing me a show
Yeah.
on his platform.
And giving
So,
you an
yeah,
opportunity.
no
I
doubt.
love that. And growing up, you grew up in the same neighborhood as him, as
Yeah,
well,
I grew
right?
up about 6-7 blocks away from him.
Oh my God.
Fubu.
Yeah.
I grew up about 8 blocks away.
You see?
Let me tell you something real quick. Tribe Called Quest, 9 blocks away from me on Linden. Hype Williams, 10 blocks away from me on Linden.
Oh my God.
Ed Lover, he's on Murdoch. He's 8 blocks away from me in another direction.
Wow.
You got
He's dropping
DJ Hurricane from
hip hop
from
icons.
the Beastie Boys. He's 6 blocks away from me. Jam Master Jay's 7 blocks
Wow.
away from me. DMC's 2 blocks away from me. My brother Jeffrey Sanders from Intro, from
Right.
the R&B group.
Yes.
Intro, he's 6 blocks away from me in another direction.
Oh my God.
And so you got all these. You got Ja Rule on Woodhall. You got Irv Gotti on Hollis on the back streets.
right.
And you know, Spider D, the Showboys. You got a lot of these individuals surrounded.
You could not escape it even
No,
if
even
you
if I
tried.
tried.
Even if you tried, you couldn't escape it, and it was going to keep pulling you back in, pulling you
and
back
then
in.
that's what ultimately they
You
started
know?
doing. It started pulling me back in.
Yeah.
Even in front of the Kingdom Hall
Yeah.
on Hollis Avenue and 201st Street at that time. Jam Master Jay would drive by in the BMW, and he'd see me on the corner of Hollis Avenue and 201st Street and hear me rhyming. And he'd just sit there and roll down the window and just look at me and laugh. You know you're going to hell, right? And he was just like, you know you're going to hell.
he said
How you going to be on the front of the Kingdom Hall? How you going to be in the front of the
Yes.
Kingdom Hall
Listen
rhyming
to-
about
yes.
Jehovah?
Wait.
You know you're going to hell. He put his finger at me. He rolled the window up and drive
With
off.
your tapes and everything, you are not going to hell. You listen
Yeah.
to God, He is going to, trust me, you are going to those heavenly gates, my friend. You truly are.
So
Oh
yeah,
my
I've been for the last 11 years. I walk around with my tapes in my pocket as a reminder of my mission. And you know, I came up with turn your passion into your purpose,
Right.
and ultimately it will lead you to your destiny.
Yes, it will. Yes, it
And
will.
so now, you know,
It has.
I feel like I'm destined for this.
Oh,
I feel
there's
like
no doubt. There's no
if
doubt.
everybody turns their passion into their purpose on life, you're everything will fall into place. But I think a lot of people are afraid. They really don't believe in it. They don't want to put no effort in.
Into
They don't
their
want to
dream.
dream.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, when I speak at high schools and you know, in the communities, in the community center, I can see it on their faces. Like there's no hope.
Yeah.
And
So that's
it's
what
sad.
you want to change. Because again, you fought past that, but it wasn't an easy fight.
It
you
was
know what
not
I'm
an easy
saying?
fight.
But you fought past it, and you know what it's like to win and not give in. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But more importantly, what I think that you said that is so important is that you went to God. You
I
know
had
what I'm
to.
saying? Because you could have sat there all of these years and just resented your mom.
And I
You
did
coulda-
that.
I
And
know.
it took 15 to 20 years.
Oh, wow.
So I wasted 15 to 20 years being resentful.
Yeah.
And all I had to do was listen to God, and
Yeah.
I kept ignoring it. And I kept like, nah, I don't want to do that because I let my pride,
Of
I
course.
let you know, my ego. I'm not gonna. Why? She's disrespectful.
Yeah.
She's dishonorable.
She did
She
that.
did right. So I
Yeah.
blame it on her.
Right,
and God
right.
said, I wrote in the Bible, honor your mother and father,
Yeah.
regardless. It didn't say
Yeah.
despite of.
Yes.
You do it.
Yeah.
I'll take care of that
Right.
with her.
Right.
Me and her, when that time comes for her to be judged, I'm the one that's doing the judging, and I would handle your mother. In the meantime, you go and you honor your mother, and you go honor everybody else.
I love it. I
So
love it.
that's-
Did you think
yeah.
that you would be here at this moment I mean, because again, when we're younger, I just told you I wanted to be a veterinarian. You see what that,
Right.
you see what
That didn't work out right.
You know what I'm saying? So my point is, you knew that you loved the culture. You knew you loved hip hop. Did you actually see yourself being a part of it in the way that you are, like literally the historian?
Not at this level.
You didn't.
I thought that I would just be someone that could be a contributor.
Okay.
But I didn't think that I was going to be someone that had made an impact.
Right.
I felt like I made an impact.
No, you did. You really, really did.
Right.
So there was a time. So let's go back to that because I want to make sure that we get the story clear on how he became the planet of the tapes on Sirius Radio. LL Cool J, a friend of yours, you grew up in the neighborhood. Mind you, little sidebar, LL Cool J, I gotta tell my little story. My father was one of the first promoters back when hip hop came out. This is why I have this entrepreneur spirit, because I come from something, my pedigree is deep. You know what I'm
girl,
saying?
check you
Just so
out.
you know.
Check you out.
So my father was the first promoter for hip hop, and LL Cool J's show, he was the first one to give LL Cool J his first show.
Oh, that's dope.
His first show.
That's
at
dope.
16, I think he was like
16,
16 years
yeah,
old. And I was there, sitting in the front at a high school. He was on the tables rapping, you
Yeah.
know, my radio, and I'm sitting up there, oh,
I
like a
remember
little...
one of his first shows. It was in Amityville
Oh, wow.
at his high school,
Yeah.
and he had another show in Manhattan.
That's the show,
In
the one in
Midtown.
Manhattan, exactly. So just the desire, I think even at that moment, I knew that I wanted somehow to be a part of hip hop in some small way, in any way possible.
Right.
But now you got this opportunity. You have this relationship with LL Cool J. I understand you had an album out at one time. Wasn't
No.
you a rapper? What happened?
I was I did a song called "Chillin' on the Beach."
Okay.
I had a record deal
Okay.
with Public Records
Okay.
back in 1986,
Oh.
1987. What happened was I was on BAU
Right.
on 90.3 WBAU at Adelphi University College Radio.
Right.
And I was answering the phones with Dr. Dre from UNTV Rap.
Okay.
T-Money was up there, Chuck D, Flavor, Keith Shockley was up there, Thaddeus, rest in peace to Thaddeus. He was answering the phone with me. And a brother from Queens, Park Jam legend, his name is Mikey D.
Right.
Big shout out to Mikey D. He's got an album out right now.
Oh, wow.
So support, get his album.
Okay.
And so he called up the radio station, and at that time it was landline phone, and you know, we had like 5 phone lines. So Thaddeus like, yo, Geechie, you got a phone call on line number 5 or something like that, right? And so I answered the phone. I said, yo, who's this? He said, this is Mikey D. Mikey D from Lawrenton, Queens, Mikey D?
Wow.
Battle rapper Mikey D? He said, yeah, no doubt. He said, yo, I like your demo. The name of the song that I did was called Let's Dance.
Okay.
And I was rhyming off Impeach the President by Roy
I
C.
remember,
Hammond.
yes.
Yeah. No, I was rhyming off another part of the record that most people, in fact, no one was rhyming off of at that time.
Right.
So he like, he's like, yo, I like your style, I like your rhymes. Yo, why don't you come to Pop and Kim up at the store on, Merrick Boulevard.
Right.
And I said, cool. So I went to Pop Kim, got off the Q5 on Merrick Boulevard, across the street, and I seen a bunch of guys on the corner rhyming and just bugging out, drinking 40s. And I'm looking like, I don't know who this Mikey D looked like. I heard of him. I heard his voice on tapes, but I never met him.
Right.
So I'm looking, and he's right there, like right next to me, got hazel eyes and light-skinned cat, skinny. And I'm like, yo, this is Mikey D.
Wow.
You Mikey D. He said, you Geechie Dan. And we was friends. We've been cool ever since. So he was, I believe he was going from one label to a new label called Public Records.
Okay.
A white guy named Walter. And so he said, yo, why don't you call Walter and give him your demo. He lived on like Central Park West.
Okay.
Right across the street from Central Park in the penthouse.
Right.
So I take my demo up there, and he said, he pulled out 2 recording contracts.
Wow.
One for me and my man Shawnee D, that was my DJ at the time.
Right.
And it was a signing bonus like $1,500.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
was
that
like,
was
it was
not
nothing.
bad.
Yeah,
That's right.
so,
yeah.
It was a rock group on the label, and it was Special K from the Treacherous 3. He was
yes.
on the label. Yeah, no doubt.
Oh my God.
So,
you are taking me back. Oh my
so
God.
I took the contract home. And my mother,
She didn't want you to sign it.
no. So every time that I try to, do a show, I had a show on a Thursday night, which was the Theocratic Ministry School at the Kingdom Hall Thursday night from 7:30 to 9:30 at night every Thursday night. So I told my mother, Mom, I'm going to Connecticut with Mikey D to do my song Let's Dance. You know what I'm saying? So she goes, yeah, okay. Go ahead with Mikey D. Go ahead with Mr. Mikey D. Go ahead. Go ahead and do your show tonight. Just make sure you got somewhere to live tomorrow morning. I said, oh, man. No, she didn't.
So basically,
So I didn't go.
You didn't go.
No.
Let's just say, so no record deal for you.
No record deal for me.
Aww.
And then when I by the time I decided to try to do it on my own on a slide,
Right.
when she didn't know, the record label went out of business.
Oh, see, so you know what?
So maybe it just wasn't meant
thank
for
you.
me.
That's what I was about to say. What she did was she saved you a lot of heartache. Let's just say that.
But I wished I had.
I
I wish I had a sign and get that.
Exactly.
At least get that
15,
single out.
I know.
You know?
I get it. So we now have no record deal, but the possibility for one. Regardless, you still stayed the course. You still wanted to be in some form or fashion part of hip hop. You accumulated a massive amount of tapes
Yes,
through the
I
year,
have.
and you kept them. Like my family members kept records, and a lot of people keep records. You kept tapes. How did the relationship with LL Cool J and you being on Sirius come about, real quick?
He knew that I had tapes. He didn't know how many. He didn't know exactly in detail about the history with me with tapes, but he knew I had tapes. He reached out to other individuals, other pioneers, and asked them that they had any tapes of themselves. And
Right.
everybody said, I don't got nothing, but Geechie has. He got tapes of us, our crew or whatever. So after like asking around, they all referred him back to me. So
Right.
when he called me up, he said, yo, what you think about coming on board on the platform? I said, okay, cool.
Wow.
And he said, what's the name of your show? And I said, Planet of the Tapes.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, I like that. That's dope.
Yeah.
So I told him where I got the name from, and I got it from Chuck D,
Wow.
from Public Enemy.
Wow.
He suggested that. Yeah. Prior to
of the
that, my
Tapes.
show was called the Geechie Dan Hip Hop Tape Show.
Okay.
So when I saw a logo, Chuck D did a logo, Planet of the Tapes logo, and he said you can keep it. And then he said, why don't you just call your show Planet of the Tapes?
Yeah.
And I said, cool.
Yeah,
I
and it
appreciate
stuck.
that. And so when I went on, when I went to LL, he said I can give you an hour show, and I told him that I had Diamond the Artist DTA
Yeah.
as my DJ,
Right.
and Bismarcky, rest in peace. He gave me the formula how to present these tapes
Right.
on satellite radio.
I love it.
And so that's exactly how it all came about with
Rest
my
is
show.
history.
And with LL, like I said, he gave me the opportunity to be on his platform. So
I love it. I love it. So you are actually allowing the listeners you're taking them back to 1978, 1979,
as early as
76, with the tapes that you recorded from the radio,
no,
from the jams.
what happened was I started collecting tapes.
Okay.
I started recording them off the radio
Okay.
from Mr. Magic,
Right.
World Famous Supreme Team Show, Zulu Beats,
Right.
Jerry Bloodrock. They was playing tapes.
Okay.
But they didn't have a show dedicated to tapes. It was just part of the format that they
Okay.
was using. They would play, snippets.
Right.
So I started by 1985. I already had 50 tapes.
Ooh.
Because what was happening was
With an hour and a half of music, right? Yeah.
I
okay.
had tapes in my pocket.
Wow.
And I would go all over New York City with my boombox radio. I had the Burger Alarm radio.
Oh, wow.
And I would put, 10 batteries in the
Yeah,
radio,
yeah.
and I have a bunch of guys from Farmers Boulevard with me, and they would go with me to, we would go to Queensbridge, we would go to New Jersey, we would go to Long Island, and we would play my tapes. I never played the radio. I just pop a tape in, and then after I finished that tape, I put another tape in. And what happened was I got so engulfed, I got so passionate about collecting snippets. I said I promised myself that I would get the whole tape of the party,
Right.
of that park jam,
Right.
of that block party.
Right.
I made a promise to myself to do that.
Right.
As time went on, I started accumulating not just snippets, not just 5 minutes, not just 10 minutes, but
The
the whole 60 minutes
whole
or the whole
thing.
90 minutes.
Wow.
And then that's where I got more passionate. The more that I was getting, the more tapes that I was getting, the more passionate I would get on getting more. I said, I
Right.
got to get more
I get
because
it.
I know they was out there. There was a lot of
Exactly.
tapes out here.
So you have just been collecting them
I
throughout
just been collecting
the years
throughout
from anyone and everybody
So
that
we're
has it.
talking about when I'm 12, 13 years old.
Yes.
I'm 58 now.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, so we're
That's
talking about 40 some years.
amazing. And just keeping the archives so that people will, and obviously transferring them from the tape to
CD
digital,
yeah, from,
right?
From tape,
Yeah.
from analog
Yeah.
to CD,
I
and then
love
from
it.
CD to MP3.
I love that.
So now I got 1,200. So we're talking about first time Biz Markie was on the mic
Yeah, I love it.
in Brentwood, Long Island, 1979. He was 14 years old. He was so nervous. We're talking about the L Brothers. We're talking about Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Four before they even became the Five. We're talking about the original Funky Four with Raheem
Right.
was with the Funky Four. We're talking about early LL tapes in his basement with my brother Mello C, who he used to rap with back in the days before he got, before he blew up.
Right.
We're talking about battles with LL. We're talking about park jams, block parties, Big Daddy Kane early,
Everything
Rakim early,
Everything that encompassed.
Biz Markie early. We're talking about the Foursomes, Dr. Rock and the Foursome C's, Cold Crush 4, Fearless 4, Crash Crew, Zulu Nation. We're talking about Soul Sonic Force, Cosmic Force. We're talking about
the forefathers of the
we're
movement.
talking about all these
I love
Hollywood,
it.
Dougie Fresh.
I love it.
And
Well,
then I started, as park jams evolved, the block parties evolved throughout the years. In the 80s and 90s, I collected those mixtapes, DJ Clue, Grandmaster Vic,
nice.
Ron G,
Well,
Kid
let me ask
Capri.
you this, because I know right now, with all of that you've acquired and you've gained throughout the years, and seeing how hip hop has evolved as well, and not just hip hop as a culture, but the people itself. I know that you're not just focused on hip hop any longer as well. Like you are now focused on humanity and what experiences have shifted the culture a little bit. So tell me, what is your mission? Like, what do you see outside? Because time is winding down, and I want to get to, who you are now. What do you see moving forward? How do you want to impact humanity and bring about global peace? Because I understand you're the peace ambassador for the Peace Lights organization. So what does that mean for you right now in the realm of hip hop?
Well, some of the some of the, like when we talk about hip hop, we talk about peace, love, unity, having fun. So peace is part of that
Yeah.
mission statement for hip hop.
Yeah.
So that's a mission statement for the world.
Yeah.
We should promote peace,
Yes.
not only in hip hop but all over the world.
Yeah.
The mission statement is with the United Nations is peace.
Yeah.
So I feel like it should be something that we should be able to do together, collaborate. There should be more collaborations with the United Nations. It should be more collaborations with humanity groups, Planetary Society that I just recently joined with NASA.
Right.
It just makes sense. To me, it does make sense. And I always tell people every time every time I move, it has to be something that has an impact, not only in hip hop, but in the world.
Right.
It has to be iconic.
Right.
It has to be global.
Right.
It has to be big.
Yeah.
So those are the three, categories that I try to concentrate on when we talking about going further with hip hop and with peace and humanity, and thinking outside the box.
Right.
And thinking about hip hop on the moon.
Nice.
Doing more concerts at the United Nations.
Right.
And presentations and speeches, and visiting countries all over the world, promoting hip hop and peace.
Yes.
Even with nations that bans hip hop, like the country of Iran.
Right.
I don't know if a lot of people don't know this, but Iran bans hip hop. There's a
Really? I didn't know that.
I know.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know. So I want to be able to, like I said, I want to be able to promote peace and get the youth involved in these countries, these third world countries, these countries that's war torn, and promote hip hop and promote peace.
Yeah.
They go together,
Hand in hand.
hand in hand.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to go to the North Pole.
Yes.
Hip hop. I want to play hip hop at the North
Yes,
Pole. I want to play
yes.
hip hop at Antarctica.
Yeah.
I want to be the first to have a boombox radio playing hip hop on top of Mount Everest.
Yeah.
I want to be on the wall of China with my boombox radio.
Yeah.
I want to be able to be all over the world, a world ambassador of hip hop,
Right.
of peace,
Yeah.
and promote this lifestyle
Yeah. And the love.
and honor people.
Yes.
And that's why I created the International Hall of Fame, because I wanted to use that platform, that Hall of Fame, which is the first.
Right.
There's no International Hall of Fame. So I decided to create an International Hall of Fame after my visit at the United Nations.
Right.
With Shevik.
Right.
I was like, I was inspired, and I met Peter from, Peace
Right. Peace Lights.
Lights. And so I was like, you know what, I need to see if I can take this further.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I'm doing that.
I love that you're doing that. I
You
really
know how
do.
you know how inspired I was to be at the United Nations.
No, I could
All these
imagine.
years I've never been in the United Nations. And I lived in New York.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I
We
lived
take
in
stuff like that for granted, my
yeah,
friend.
we do.
You know,
I've never been to
the
the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah,
I
because
was like, yo.
you stuck in. Even though you're worldwide and international in your craft, we're still in a bubble when it comes to the knowledge and the things that are around us that can further us and grow us. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And we take it for granted because honestly, it's like, oh, that's for them. That's not for me. You know what I
Right.
mean? But you realize now in this moment, and especially at this time, we're getting older. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And things that were important to us back then is not necessarily important to
No.
us now. But our heart and our love and our joy for the music and the culture still exists. I feel like we're very youthful because of the fact that we grew up in that time. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? We are in our 50s, and I feel we still act and look
like
we're in our 20s.
20s.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yes.
And I so strongly believe it's because of the culture. I think it is youthful, and I think that your desire to now make an impact in our youth in regard to humanity and peace and what love looks like is because of the fact that we've evolved. They're
Right.
eventually going to be where we are.
Right.
Why wait till they're our age for them to realize that? Instill it in them now. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So I love that you're doing that. So it's not just about archiving the music and the tapes for perpetuity. It's for you to actually also instill in them why that love was for that music in the first
Right.
place. Why you were so invested in it in the first place.
Right.
So I love that.
And I allow my passion to carry me.
yeah.
There's no monetary agendas with me with it. I get what I get.
Yeah.
If I don't get it, it doesn't matter.
It
It's
doesn't
not going to
matter.
slow me down.
Yeah.
I just think of different ways that I can earn, a living from this.
I love it.
And I'm always coming up. I got like 75 ideas for hip hop.
I love it.
And I write everything down when I get home or when late at night or early in the morning when I can't sleep. God says, go ahead, write it down.
Yeah.
Write down that
Make it
idea.
plain.
Make it.
That's
Let's see
right.
if you can make that happen.
Make it
I'm
plain.
And then God has a way of just connecting you from that person or this person, and
Yeah.
He's like, you're two people away from
Yeah, from
making it
getting to
happen
that
up
next
here.
level. That's right.
You're 2 steps away from making it a movie.
That's
You
right.
2 steps from making it a TV show. You 2 steps from making it a documentary.
I love
So
it.
just keep,
Just
keep
keep it
dreaming
moving.
and keep. I'm putting the right people in place
For you.
for you, so you can network and they can take you to the next level.
I love it. Well, share with us before we go, because time is winding down. What would you like to share? What message would you like to leave with our viewers about you, about the world through the mic?
I want to share that. I want to let everybody know that hip hop is.
There's the camera.
Okay, here's the camera. Okay, the camera.
Yeah.
I want everyone to know that hip hop is expression of yourself. Hip hop is in you, and you in hip hop. So take yourself, and find something in yourself that you enjoy, that you have a passion for, and turn it into your purpose. Turn it into something that you love and have an impact on the world. And then ultimately it will be your destiny. I dream hard. May not necessarily see all my dreams come true while I'm here, while I'm still here on this earth, but put it out there in the atmosphere. Put a picture of what you dream of. Don't put it in words. Don't put it in writing. Put the picture, attach a picture to your dream, and put it out there in the atmosphere. Put it out there in the universe, and someone who knows, someone behind you, someone after you might come and make that dream come true, which you had started. Yeah. Just a thought.
Yeah.
The possibilities of hip hop going to other planets, playing hip hop on the moon, having a park jam on Pluto. That might be something that might be the future.
I love it.
But you would never know if you don't dream.
Yep.
And if you don't put it out there in the universe.
I love it. Thank you so much, Geechie Dan, for being here, for sharing your passion, sharing your work, you know what I mean, which I think is more important, and sharing your dreams, because we all need to continue to dream. So we're going to put your information up, and also your magazine cover first, too. You just was on a magazine cover of Boss in Him.
Yes.
I love it. Please go out there, guys, and look that up, and as well as follow him. Show your information.
Big shout out to Margaret.
Yes, at Geechie Dan Official on Instagram and on Threads, and you can also follow him on Facebook at Daniel Chamberlayne. I just didn't want to put your personal information.
No, it's okay.
Facebook.
You good. Daniel Chamberlayne on Facebook.
All right, perfect. But please get in touch with this guy. He is a wealth of information about hip hop. You might even want a tape from back in the day where you was probably at some party and he
No
probably
doubt.
has it in the archives. But please check him out. Please follow him. He's an amazing guy doing amazing things in this world. And I'm so grateful for you.
Thank
I
you,
really
sister.
am. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Thank you.
I appreciate it. All right, so we're going to get real quick to the Dare to Be You. And it is. Dare to be the bridge from culture to compassion. Let your voice honor where you come from while building something bigger than you. When you speak with purpose, your mic becomes a movement and your mission becomes a legacy. And that's exactly what this young man has shared with us today. Go out there and make your mic a mission, my friends. Get out there and make this world a better place. Please dream, and please share those dreams with others, because they can be the catalyst to your come up, to your next level. I'd like to thank Geechie Dan for being here. Thank you so much. I so appreciate you. He is coming back. I don't know when, but he is. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to another fabulous episode of Your Our Unity. Please remember that peace and love is in the palm of our hands. So let's go out there and be some love, share some love, and just walk in love. I'll see you in a couple of weeks here on Your Our Unity. In the meantime, remember that I love you, and I want you to have a good night. Say good night.
Good night.
Peace.